Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. So today is our monthly video where we go through the Wiki's best money making methods for skilling for March. Now this is actually the 5th time we've done this. So we've been doing this series now for 5 months. It's just a bit mad how quick it's all gone and sort of how well it's going down. This is still probably one of the best rated and commented on and viewed videos I do every month. So I really like to thank you guys for everything you do in terms of supporting the channel and supporting this series as well. When I first released it, I wasn't sure how to go down because essentially I am talking through a list of methods, but you guys really do enjoy it. So for those who haven't seen it already, I'll make sure to link all the other previous months in the description or in the corner of this video. We go through what the Runescape Wiki classes as the top skilling money-making methods for the month. And then we talk through any advice, any tips, what I would do or what I wouldn't do as well, just to give you guys a little bit extra in terms of info. Now, what we do for this as well, off the back of this video, we pick out some of the best methods on this, which we go through, and we'll make sort of individual videos focusing on that method in the month as well, just with a bit more detail and a bit more of a test as well. Any money making videos we do, we always make sure to do a test sample to make sure it relates to the wiki, because sometimes the wiki's prices can be a bit optimistic. So sometimes it's proven right and sometimes it's proven wrong. Last time I checked the Daxten Wai gigs because of the sort of GP per hour. While it wasn't bang on, it was still substantially high as well. So again, always check margins and always check everything else as well. But without further ado, let's get started for this month of March. So getting started, we are going to be seeing the Blood Reaver scrolls, and this is probably what I'm going to do a video on. Now, Amlod Hour is something which is pretty massive for changing summoning pouches into scrolls, and to quote 95 mil profit per hour by doing Blood Reavers, I'm going to have to do it. So I'll have a look as well. Now, that could be sort of hit by the fact it's a combat-related update this week, and the Blood Reaver would go up as a sort of result of that, so prices might not sort of match up to what they need to be and what the wiki's working off. But again, I can spend some time trying to slow buy, trying to work away like what's the best profit or margin to buy for, and then go from there. The other one as well I want to check is the telekinetic grind, which is 85 mil profit per hour. Still not sure on this one because the buy prices of sandstones are very up and down, so again, we'll have a little try on that. Daxten Wai gigs are down from last month and they're 81 mil per hour. Now, depending on how well things like penance powder sells, I can highly believe that now. I've tried the method. Because it's a combat sort of update as well, similar to the Blood Reavers, I imagine penance powders are in demand, so it could be a very good method to look into for that. Croesus Duo, 50 mil per hour. Croesus has always been good, and it's not just the base drops or the high tier drops which make money. It's so consistent that a duo can sort of rake in that much. And I've never been Croesus, never done Boss KC, never got a drop. So that might be something over the next couple of months with some time freeing up I'll look at doing for some content and just seeing if I can move into that for a collection log next. Super Rune Crafting Potions, 49.5 mil. Again, we've tried this method previously. It's very highly linked to the secondary. The yak milk is such a high price. It's whether you can buy it for a decent price, but then also making you have the optimal Herblore setup of the Botanist Mask, the Well, the Brooch, and also the Wasteless Herblore Scroll as well. You need those. It's an absolute minimum to be able to save as many secondaries as possible. Because that's where you're going to be making the money. You're not making the money from the potions, you're making money from saving the secondaries. Which kind of hints at the 10% return of your investment. That's from what you've saved purely from secondaries. Elder Frames, 42.5 mil. Again, this Elder Frames, or frames in general, still need a little bit of settling down. The refined plank prices for all of them still don't seem to be where they need to be, but they are definitely getting up there now. And they will be optimistic at some point. Although definitely check margins, frames will still make profit, even though it seems like the demand has sort of dropped off a bit, but very good way to train your construction as well. So 2 other scrolls which we'll do with Blood Reaver are the Dust Cloud, which is for the Smoke Devil, and also from the Steel Titan pouch as well. These at 22 mil and 26 mil are way more optimistic and way more realistic as well. And they do sort of hit this sort of region as long as they do sell. So the Dust Cloud seems to be the better of the two as well. Weirdly, the lower requirement summoning level is the better selling one. But yeah. Aggression Potions, 22.1 mil. Again, depending on demand. Power Burst of Sorcery, 21.5. Big Game Hunter, mid, low, and high. We're going to be doing a very detailed video on because maybe break it up into the 3 sections because I think each tier has something different to offer. But again, we'll very much be into that very, very soon for a breakdown of what that has to offer. Because Big Game Hunter really does go under the radar, and the price of Matix is silly. So if you want to do it, and if you're interested in doing it, and if you do enjoy it as well, definitely worth doing. Dust Runes via the Earth Altar with a Hot Air Balloon, 20.9 mil. Pretty solid. Mage Training Arena, once I get the mental strength to go back, I'm going to go back and give that a crack, because 20.4 mil for doing that, it's not the hardest thing in the world, it's just quite tedious. So we'll have a look at that. Steam Runes, 19.8 mil. Combo runes are really, really good, and they always have been good, and rune crafting is still one of the best ones anyway. Blood runes via the Abyss is 19.7 mil, and your Supreme Go potions with the Bloodweed 18.9 mil as well. So going through lots of potions, and this is where you sort of hit the potion between the 20 and 10 mil mark. So I'm just going to go through them really quick. Superstar Brews 18.7 mil profit per hour. We have the Making Divination potion 17.2. Weapon Poison plus 17.1. Super Prayer potions 16.6. Luck potions 16.1. Really good money making method out here, and again we're going to pay a little visit back to it. I know we did a video on it towards Christmas, but fletching Onyx bolts, I didn't realise that the Ranger's Workroom transformed this even more. So before Christmas it was about 12 mil-ish profit per hour, and now it's up at 18 mil just for fletching Onyx bolts. So definitely something we can try now to look at again. Other runes were dotted around there, so we've got crafting mud runes, blood runes, nature runes with the Abyss is 15 mil per hour, not too bad. Necrotic runes, bone, which do seem to be the best one in terms of what goes up on sort of Market Watch. 14.4 mil, pretty good. Again, I'm sort of waiting for when a noob count or bond account can get there, and we can have a little play with that. Low level big game hunter pulls in 14.4 mil. That is still insane at level 75 hunter. So again, once we can do all three, we'll go and have a try with that. A Sentry Bolts, similar to Onyx, just not as good, but 14.4 mil for that. And crafting air runes is 14 mil per hour. I think this is more aimed towards 99, but it's just crazy. Like 14 mil making air runes is just crazy. So once we get down here, it's a bit more of a niche items or niche things as well. So we've got the incense sticks. Lanternine has seemed to be the strongest for a little while. 14 mil there. Pylogs doing teak logs is 13.6 mil. And magic pylogs is 13.5 mil. These have always worked fantastically well on a video for me, but it's just selling. Selling the volume and getting them sold is just the only problem with that. But whenever I've tried them, they have worked, but it's just trying to get your head around that. So more runes, we've got the flesh runes, which are 12.9 mil. Big Game Hunter high level is 12.7. And Screening Soil, the best one currently is Earth and Clay. Again, this has a great tab. So does things like Air Battle Staffs or Urns, or anything which is a similar method, just slightly changed. It will give you updates on here, all the profits you can do. So you can see that the Bandos one, Earth and Clay, is the highest one in the minute, and I think that's mainly due to the clay price sort of being up at 4 or 5k, just provides a bit more profit. Summoning rune crafting potions there, both sort of around 12 mil each, and some more incense sticks in Spirit Weed and Fellstalk. Again, this one you can just go through and work out which one's best. Incense sticks are good, but I would heavily recommend getting the upgrade from the Garden of Ket, because that will just make it twice as quick and way more profit as well. Super Glassmate, the Lunar Spell, 11.5 mil per hour. Making water runes through the Abyss is 11.3. Crafting and doing urns. So fishing urns was, I think, just 11 mil there, but it should go through. They're all roughly the same sort of profit, but definitely pick out the best ones. My experience of doing urns is always check they sell. Because ones which you think should sell, I've done divination ones before for like a bonus XP, and they don't. And it's just a bit, you want to make sure the ones you're going to do, because you commit so much time in doing urns, that they do definitely sell. Ignition Jinkus, 10.7 mil. Pretty solid banker money-making method there. They never really drop below 10 mil because of demand for the Juju farming potions. So they are really good there. Incandescent Energies with Divine Conversion, 10.8 mil. Pretty good. AFK, chilled method, really, really good. More urns and more Civ Soil spells, but again, you can compare the different rates whenever you go into the method. For Criminal Bolts, Enchanting Nose, Opal is 9.8 mil per hour. However, I've tried the Criminal Bolts before, and again, it's more so the selling points. It's very niche ammo, not a lot of demand on it, so just be careful, just make sure it sells. 4 3 frames really starts kicking about 8 to sort of 15 mil per hour, and then it has the slightly more demanded ones, so like Elder, which will be a bit more than that. Super Anti-Poisons, 9.2 mil profit per hour. Again, 48 Fireblock. Can't really ask for much. Really easy, really chill. And then some of the original like crafting methods. So crafting wooden cats, 8.2 mil profit per hour. Do they sell? Sometimes. But like 16 crafting, 8.2 mil profit. It's crazy. Battle staffs at the minute are ranging about 8 mil profit per hour, which is probably the best I've seen it. I've seen it as low as like 6 mil. But really, really good money there. And performing lesser necroplasm rituals on a member's world is 7.7 mil per hour. But I think that's hinting more towards 90 for the extra ritual spots as well. Tanning Royal Dragonhide with Make Leather is 7.5 mil. Doing the classic and large historic crates is 7.3 mil per hour. Really, really good doing that actually. And I was enjoying that method. And making historic component crates is one way you camp the lower tier Alcarid dig site items. And that was really, really good. And it's a really good way on the bond account to like build some quick GP. Making elder frames is 7.1 mil per hour, and that's making them from the refined frames, although I don't think the refined frames are correct. Botanist Sammys are 6.9 mil per hour, and that's 34 crafting, 27 magic. Again, really low requirements, pretty good there. Mixing super defense potions is 6.7 mil per hour. Again, if you're looking for some herblore XP, make sure you're finding things which are going to make you profit. Rather than spend the money to train your herblore, do not spend money training herblore. Smelting elder rune bars, providing you've got the buffs and stuff, 6 mil profit per hour, just for something nice in AFK. Especially if you've got the goldsmith gaunts, you just sit there at the furnace, just making bars as and when. That might be something I pick up on the bond account this month, because I do need something to sort of sit back in AFK. Dragonstone jewelry, 5.7 mil, really good profit. Again, you want the goldsmith gauntlets for that, but still very good. Enchanting onyx bolts, 5.5 mil per hour. Casting bones to bananas, 5.5 mil per hour. 15 magic, non-members. That's just the easiest way to go and get a bond, is using that spell. And then we're starting to hit like the high tier archaeology spots where you actually do make profits, which is surprising. Hunting white rabbits, 5.1 mil. I never understood why that made money, but it must be linked to a divine potion, I think, divination potion. Collecting big elder troves, 5.1 mil per hour. The big book pages are just mental. Smarter Necronium bars, 5 mil per hour. So if you can't do elder rune, 70 smithing, really you want 77. But you'll make 5 mil per hour AFKing, no brainer. Elder logs, 5 mil per hour, really good. My AFK of choice. I know I could do better, but it's just a pure AFK of that. And then finally, just going down more and more methods, which will make sure to pretty much hit any other thing as well. So for me, once you get to the point where like lesser necroplasm or even like making greater ritual candles is 4.2 mil per hour. Anything below that, there's so many other methods which have no like either little requirements or things you should have already. Like we've gone through enough methods now which have low enough requirements to make more money. But anything under sort of about 4 mil per hour, unless you want to do it for your own training purposes or unless it benefits your account in another way, don't really look at those, because there's better things for you to be around doing and making more money with as well. But that's going to be the end of March's episode. I've done it a bit different this time. Before I used to group them into the skills, and now I've gone from the highest money making methods to the lowest. I was just thinking it sort of puts more attention on the stuff which really does make profit. But let me know which way you prefer. Do you want me to do it this way, where I go from highest to lowest, or do you want me to group them into skills for the next episode as well? But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have, please make sure to give me a like, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get back onto the content hype in a minute and trying to get back to our consistency. I hope you guys are seeing that we're trying to get back into it and come along for the ride again, because we took a little break because of work and stuff, but now we're back with it and back on it as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you've enjoyed, please make sure to like the video, and I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.